Hey, what's up, everybody? ColdK78 YouTube channel. How y'all doing? This is a video for April 8th, 2023. One day away from Easter, so happy Easter, everybody, or whatever you guys celebrate. So this is a visible wireless review video. Doing another one. So I don't want to sound hypocritical, okay? So the service is good. I didn't find any problems with it in real world use, like speed test or anything like that. It seemed like anywhere I was going around the Sarasota, Bradenton area, it seemed like I had pretty good service for the most part. In my house, it got a little sketchy, which is really weird for Verizon, but I had even tested postpaid in my house. And I guess that's because they're using different technologies now in their 5G towers, and sometimes I even get ultra wideband in my house, which is a little bit odd, but it's pretty cool. I guess they must have built out a tower with that. Because I currently get it with my current provider now, US Mobile, which leads into I ported out of Visible again. So I'm one of those people that I like to beta test cell phone carriers. I happen to do it a lot. Matter of fact, right now, I'm not going to get into it too much at the moment. I'm testing out Boost Infinite. Boost Infinite seems, I don't know, kind of throttled. They say you get 30 gigs of priority data, but I don't know about that. I'll have to let you know as time goes on. But main topic, Visible Wireless. If you're as impatient as I am with your primary number, I would not port into it. There had been, like, I'm not a gullible person that's like, oh, this person said this, so I'm going to port out. I'm one of those people that when I port out to a carrier, I want it to be flawless. I don't want there to be any problems or anything like that. I had never had problems porting from any carrier, rather it be US Mobile to Cricket, Cricket to US Mobile, US Mobile to AT&T, Verizon, so on and so forth. I did all this. So the first time I had ported into Visible from Verizon postpaid, it wasn't too much of a problem because I was kind of techie and I knew what I was doing, and I said a lot of that in the last video. I physically had to call Verizon and say, hey, did Visible give you guys a heads up that I'm porting out for the system or whatever the situation may be? They were like, no, we really don't have that. And that was kind of like my first experience with it. It was a little bit sketchy. Usually, even if you can't talk to the porting department, they usually see if you're porting out. So finally got that up and running. Wasn't too many problems with that. It was fairly quick. Then I went to go port out to US Mobile, and Visible was giving me the absolute worst problems. So I didn't have service for a better part of 7 hours that night. Now 7 hours on your primary number, that gets pretty serious because that's the one where all your emergency calls come in and everything like that. And the problem is with Visible, you can't physically talk to their customer service. You're on the internet. You're chatting with their overseas agents or whatever the situation may be. It was a really tough barrier for them to understand, just as to what I was saying. And then, they were just monkeying me around, just putting me all over the place, telling me to turn off my phone, reset my network. No, I'm not doing any of that because it's a pain. With that, because you have to put all your Wi-Fi networks back in. Had nothing to do with the problem. And then they finally say they're going to get a ticket up to their top team. Well, who the hell is their top team? Because you can't talk to them. You don't know anything about it. So I wasn't letting them off until I'm still sitting here. I port from Visible to US Mobile. I still have no service. And, I learned my lesson. I shouldn't have ported out of, US Mobile for Visible. I shouldn't have done it. Eventually, they're like, oh, we're really sorry about this. They're working on it. Who's there? You know what I mean? So it's like hours later, I finally get an email, your service is ready to go. There was something wrong on the back end. They always say that there's something wrong on the back end. They always say this. I've had so many problems where they said it was on the back end. So yada yada, I tried out Visible. Good service. I mean, how can you not be good service running off Verizon towers? So, I'm finally up and running with US Mobile, and the same thing happens again. I decide to vice versa. I decide to go back to US Mobile from Visible. Same exact problem, without service, the whole rigmarole, everything. So I had heard people were having problems with coming off the old party pay plans or the old plans in general and switching to the new Verizon native network, and people are without, they either get calls or they're without text, or they get text or they're without calls. I can't deal with that. Especially if I'm switching over. Now here's another problem they've been having, switching over from physical SIM to eSIM. Just really bad reviews from what I've heard. So I am not endorsed by US Mobile. I am not I'm just talking them up because they're a great company. They have physical customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even though some of it's overseas, you're not getting these like Indian call centers or anything like that. The people are pretty smart, pretty nice. I mean, you may pay a little more, but you get what you pay for. I'm paying like $45 a month, taxes and fees and stuff. It's like $49. 100 gigs of premium data. They pay Verizon a lot of money to get that premium data for US Mobile. I don't want to confuse you guys. Sort of confusing myself because I switched these companies so much, But it was US Mobile to Visible, Visible back to US Mobile. Like I had. I'm sorry. So there was the first time it was Cricket back to Visible. So I had tried out a lot of carriers. So even with Cricket, I had those same problems porting to Visible. Sorry, I got that mixed up. Don't mean to confuse you guys. I'm not a huge professional YouTuber like Stetson and Sneed Tech and Magic Tech Review and Carlos Tech and all those guys out there. Like, my hat's off to you guys. You guys got some really premium productions. Sherry Riggs, I know she does Whistle Out phone reviews. Hers are really good. I follow her. There's this younger kid that does them. He's really good. He knows his stuff. I mean, my hat is really off to him, being that age and knowing all his technology. I mean, it's really great. The only thing is, it stinks I can't place what his name is right now. Young kid, blonde hair, he's on there. He does his cell phone reviews. He's really good. But kind of back to what I was saying. Visible really has to straighten out how they're doing their customer service. Because if people are having these problems and you're just getting that basic run-of-the-mill chat, I'm sorry, that's not going to work. I know it doesn't work for me. I'm a person that really, I depend on my phone. I've done ports in the past from, like, say, Cricket to US Mobile or Cricket to AT&T, and it's like that. But another thing, when you do a phone port, okay, so you port out of your number, and they don't shut your line off until you physically put that SIM card in and activate it. Well, the problem I had with Visible, this was the most recent time. This is why I was out without service for about 7 hours. They shut off my line before I could actually put the SIM and port back up to the other carrier, said carrier US Mobile. So I don't know, like, Visible's got a lot of issues. I'm not saying that, their business motto, it's smart. They save a lot of money. That's how they can get these plans off to people for cheap. But their business motto has to change. There needs to be a tier 3, a porting that they could transfer you over to, even in chat. They don't have that. They will just keep you with that same chat agent, wasting your time telling you to turn off and turn your phone back on. It's frustrating if any of you have ever went through that. Trying to think, there's something else that was coming to mind. I wanted to say, oh yeah, there's another YouTube reviewer, and he's around my area. His name's Sarasota Tim, and he really likes Visible, and that's cool. I mean, like I said, Visible is a really cool carrier. I like their business concept. They just had this major deal where you were paying like $35 for the $45 plan, and for the 30 plan you were paying $25. They had that promotion last month, and still, even at 45 and 30, I mean, you would love for your cell phone bill to be like that. But my thing is, if you're the techie person, like me or these other said YouTubers, it's not going to work for you. It's not. I mean, I'm stubborn. I still have a 13 Pro Max, and I don't know, it's almost like if I upgrade to any phone, it's probably going to be a Samsung line. I don't know. I don't like Apple's new business concept where they took the physical SIM away. I don't like that. I don't think it was time for that yet. It's nice to have the eSIM, but I don't think it was time to take the physical SIM away, because you could just go into these other countries, you could pick up your SIM, you could pop it in your phone. I like that option. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't one of those ones that complained about Apple when they took the headphone port away. That was nothing compared to them taking the SIM card port away. That was nothing. But anyways, you guys heard me ramble, enough. So I guess I got enough time in here. I am now beta testing Boost Infinite. As of yesterday, really cool update with their company. Boost Infinite is now, for another $5, they're giving you more premium data. So instead of $30, which they give you off the boot for $25 a month and some change, I think I pay like $25.47 for that, somewhere around that. And that's with my tax structure in Florida. For another $5 now, you can get 50 gigabytes of premium data. I have tested AT&T on a couple MVNOs now, Cricket being one of them, and I don't know. It seems like they tend to throttle their data, even though they say they don't, because I was on the best Cricket plan with the HBO Max and everything like that. I think it was the $60 one, and I was doing speed test, and I'll tell you what, like with the Verizons and the US Mobiles and the Visibles, sitting in my house, I was almost getting close to 70 megs, and with these ones it doesn't even crack over 10, so that's something. And I was out traveling out and about last week, and I couldn't use the data. It was just really crazy. But then again, I have to understand that I'm just beta testing this, the Project Genesis and Boost and everything like that. And once they finally get these Dish Network towers up, it's going to be something. I look forward to seeing it. So yeah, check your app if you are a Boost Infinite subscriber. Check it out. They've added that. So, all right. Well, this is ColdK78. I'm glad to come out here and talk to you all, and about these cell phone companies and their services and everything like that. You guys have a great, wonderful, and happy Easter with you and your family. Take care. This has been ColdK78.